A person's greatness begins with their thoughts. This timeless truth has been proven by the lives of people like Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, and Jeff Bezos. Napoleon Hill once said in his famous book, Think and Grow Rich, "What you think about, you become." But if that's true, why do so many people still struggle? Do they not think about their future? Or do they fail to see their own potential? Today's story will help answer these questions. Along the way, we'll also learn some new English words and life lessons. So stay with me till the end. This video will be worth your time. One day at a busy railway station, there lived a beggar. Every day, he survived by asking passengers for money. One morning, he noticed a well-dressed businessman stepping onto the platform. Looking at his fine suit and confident walk, the beggar thought, "This man must be very rich. If I ask him, he'll surely give me a lot of money." With hope in his heart, the beggar stretched out his hand. But instead of giving him money, the businessman looked at him and asked, "Do you always just take from others? Have you ever given anything to anyone?" The beggar froze. He had never been asked this before. Confused, he replied, "Sir, I'm just a beggar. I survive only by asking. I have nothing to give." The businessman smiled and said, "If you believe you have nothing to give, then you also have no right to ask. I am a businessman. I believe in exchange. If you can offer me something, then I can give you something in return. But if you give nothing, I cannot give you anything either." And with that, the businessman boarded his train and left. The beggar stood there shocked. The man wasn't rude, but his words were powerful. For the first time, the beggar realized, maybe this is why people never give me much money. I never give them anything in return. That night, he couldn't sleep. The words echoed in his mind. If you want to receive, you must first give. For 2 days, he didn't beg at all. He just kept thinking. Then, on the third day, he noticed some wildflowers blooming near the tracks. Suddenly, an idea struck him. What if I give something in return? What if I offer people a flower whenever they give me money? He picked a few flowers and returned to his spot. When someone dropped a coin into his hand, he smiled and gave them a flower. To his surprise, people were happy to accept them. Some even thanked him. Over the next days, something amazing happened. More people started giving him money. But he noticed a pattern. As long as he had flowers, people gave generously. When he ran out, the money decreased. The beggar thought, "It's true. People like to receive something in return." One day, as he was handing out flowers, he saw the same businessman again. Excited, he ran over and said, "Sir, today I have something to give you. If you give me money, I will give you flowers." The businessman smiled, gave him cash, and accepted the flowers. Then he said, "You have learned the value of exchange. Today, you are no longer a beggar. You are a businessman." The beggar stood still, repeating those words in his mind. A businessman, me? And then it struck him. He wasn't just receiving out of pity anymore. People were paying him for flowers. He had started a business. That very day, he made a bold decision. He left the railway station and never returned as a beggar again. 6 months later, at the same station, 2 well-dressed men met and shook hands. One of them looked puzzled and asked, "Do I know you?" The other man smiled and replied, "Yes, we've met twice before. Once when you refused me money, and then later when you bought flowers for me." The first man's eyes widened in surprise. "Wait, you were the beggar?" The former beggar laughed. "Yes, that was me, but today I am no longer a beggar. I own a successful flower business, and I'm traveling to expand it further." The businessman was amazed. "That's incredible. What changed?" The flower seller smiled. "You taught me the greatest truth, that we only receive when we give." That day, I realized I was never just a beggar. I was always a businessman. I just had to believe in myself. The 2 men shook hands again, this time as equals. Life is shaped by how we see ourselves. If you see yourself as small, you'll remain small. But if you recognize your inner potential, you can achieve greatness. So don't limit yourself. See yourself as strong, capable, and successful. Because when your thoughts change, your future changes too.